Welcome back to a brand new episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpair.
Howdy, Xbox Series, nope, PC.
That's right. That's right. We're here for week 3 of the Last Stand Aftermath. How'd your runs go this week? Oh no,
Mm,
that does not sound promising.
no, it's okay. Let me tell you about something I learned this week, which might be helpful.
Okay, I can use any tips.
Y-
Very badly.
You know those blood samples, the infected blood samples you
Mm-hmm.
get that you can't use in anything?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you want to use them?
I feel like I ran into something that was like, "Hey, you can do something with 5 of them," and I don't, I
Yes.
don't remember what that was.
Now you should remember because it's in the heck cubes, like the little
Yeah,
cubes where you start the journey on the
the like
outside, and there's a
the shipping container things.
yes, and there's
Mm-hmm.
like an antiviral with a battery on the outside, so you trade a
Mm.
battery for an antiviral. If you have 5 of them and go in there in the bottom left corner, essentially, when you go in,
Mm.
there is a machine that makes another antiviral for 5 of them.
Okay, I was figuring that's what it was, and I had a really great run this week that I'll get to in a minute, but I only found 2, and I'm like, man, if I could find any more of them, I could do
Hmm.
whatever this is. I have to assume it's an antiviral, but okay, that's good to know.
Yes, so that's what they're used for, and you mostly get them from the purple spotted guys.
Okay.
So
I
the guys
didn't.
who've got like the purple gas coming off them, that's where
Yeah.
you're most likely to get them from.
Oh, okay.
Regular and exploding boys.
Oh my god, those exploding guys. That like exploding pool needs to be way more obvious where it is, and
It's not obvious
it
at all, is
stays
it?
forever, man. Oh, it's so rough.
Uh-huh.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh.
I had a really good run. I was like 3 or 4 stages into the second set,
Mm-hmm.
and then I upgraded my weapon. Like I repaired it, I put a bunch of attachments on it, and then I did the same for a second weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, cool, I'm kitted out, ready to go. And there was like a swarm of like 7 or 8 zombies all came at me at the same time. I was like, cool, I'm going to use my revolver
Mm.
to take them out one by one. And then I'm going to switch to my rifle.
Okay.
And I had only a little bit of health, but I was like, oh, this is no problem. I'm going to heal as soon as I've done with this battle, so I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I plug holes in like 5 of the zombies, one shot missed, and there's like 4 coming at me. And then I switched to my rifle, which because I just switched to it and just upgraded it, doesn't have any rounds in the chamber.
No. Oh no.
So the 4 zombies immediately hit me, start attacking me, and kill me.
No. Oh.
In a really good run, I had 2 viral infection bars at the second zone.
Wow. You're killing it.
2. I was
Jeez.
doing fantastically.
Oh
Ugh.
man.
Then I had a different run go bad when I found out about the crawling, jumping enemies.
Oh yeah. I have something to talk about with those little fellas for my run.
Don't like them. Don't like the fact that you can't shoot them.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Hate that.
Mm-mm.
You have a
Yep.
very small window where you can shoot them. It seems.
Yes, in the air when they're coming at your
Uh
face
huh.
specifically.
It's not great.
Um, so you've got to like run sideways and then melee attack them to try and do the damage. They are very weak, so they go down super quick.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy with that. I'm not
No.
happy with the Resident Evil
Little
like pointing
leapers.
your gun up and down thing.
Yep.
Here, like it's just come on, guys.
Yeah.
One of them killed me, and that wasn't a great run, but that's fine. I finally figured out which knowledge increase I needed to increase my backpack size, which is a success all around.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
was.
I'm constantly over encumbered.
Oh my god. Yeah. I had my really great run. I was encumbered for a bunch. I was like, this really sucks. Like the
Mhm.
downsides to being encumbered in this game are harsh.
Yes. And I think in a good way, harsh, like not in too
Mm-hmm.
much of a bad way. Um, but I figured out which one increased my carrying capacity so that I don't care about any other upgrade. That's
Yep.
all I'm doing. I'm like, give me the increased backpack, like now.
I think that's
Give
the
me
next
all
one
of
I'm
them.
gonna get. Yeah.
They are expensive. It's like
Yep.
650 something for the first one. I think the second one is like 63, and it's like great.
Yep.
But I need them desperately,
Yeah.
so I'll take them. Um, on my final run, I
Mhm.
unlocked a bunch of extra classes to
Right.
start with. I started with a soldier class who got like an M16 and a bunch of other good stuff. It's like cool, and I've upgraded a bunch of my supply points into the outpost, so now the armory starts with a bunch of stuff. So like it starts with
Right.
two bandages, it starts with a tape. Tape is so vital. It starts with electronics, it
Yep.
starts with a bunch of stuff. I can now make melee parts and firearm parts, and then you make new guns. I
Oh wow.
I
I
mean,
haven't unlocked that yet.
it's a stupid. Honestly, it's a stupid crafting thing. I think it's literally tape and scrap
Okay.
is for one of them. I think that might be for the firearm parts. And if you take a firearm part, you can and do like the check in your inventory what you can combine it with.
Hmm.
I ended up with like the hand cannon,
Oh.
which is a gun that fires the ball ammunition.
Okay. Yeah, the ones you can. I don't know if I've found any, but I've crafted them a bunch.
Yeah, you can turn them into the spiked cestas, which you attach onto the brass knuckles, and
Hmm.
turns them into spiky fists. Um, yeah, it fires that ammo, but it does 100 damage per shot.
Jeez.
It is
Wow.
insanely powerful,
Goodness.
and you can put a silencer on it.
Of course. Oh, I love video games. That's so good.
I was, I literally was running around in my last run like I was an airsoft competitor, just
Right.
like poof, poof,
Thoop,
poof,
thoop,
poof,
thoop.
poof, putting everybody down. It
That's
was
great.
great. It was so good. I was, again, really strong run. I was just hitting the second section. I had
Hmm.
one viral infection bar. I was
Oh
like,
my god.
yes,
So good.
got it. I'm on a roll here. I'm doing really well. And then like one of the I think my second stop in the second zone was a shop, and I was like, I'm always stopping at shops now
Oh
because they
yeah.
always have good stuff.
Yep.
Went in and I cleared out like one shop on one side of the road. It's like, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff, and there's a gun shop. Cool, I got a bunch of ammo. Great. The third shop was an auto shop, and I was like, this is cool. Get me some scrap.
Mm.
Scrap is very useful. It's used a
Yeah.
lot apparently, as I'm learning. One thing I did find myself falling into was I discovered like 15 recipes and then stopped experimenting with new items.
Oh right.
So I'm trying to make a mental note for myself to be like, hey, it's all clear. There's no zombies around. You're fine. Just do a little quick check and see if there's anything you can craft that you haven't crafted yet, just to get the blueprint essentially. So like I went into this auto shop. It was great. I cleared out the area. Then there was a back room, and through the wall I could see there was like 6 zombies. And I was like, this is fine. I've got my G17. It's silenced. It's got an extended mag. I'm just gonna kick the door down, literally,
Hmm.
go in there, clear out the room like a pro, and then I'll just finish up this map and leave.
Yep. Easy
So I
peasy.
kick the door down, I go in, I immediately like SEAL Team 6, like pew, 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 with all these zombies, feeling like a badass, shoot a red barrel blows up, I'm dead, run over.
Roguelikes.
I was, I literally, at that point, it was like earlier today. At that point, I put my controller down. I came over here. I restarted my computer for recording purposes. I
Yep.
walked out the room before I threw something.
That's done with that for today. Thanks so much. Oh man.
Yeah, I was so annoyed.
Yeah, my I had a bunch of runs that just failed very quickly. A lot of runs like that where it's like, why did I do that? Like most of them were through a fault of mine of like, I don't have any ammo. Let's go loud in this area, like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I did have one run where I did make it to the second area for the first time. I actually kind of liked that end of the first area
the
event.
checkpoint
Yeah,
area.
where you start the two like mini generators. I thought that was a pretty cool event. Um,
Hmm.
I got like you, I got two or three uh, nodes through the second area. I was doing really
Hmm.
well. I had not very much health, but same as you, I had two infection pips basically, and I kind of always had one antiviral on me the
Antiviral,
whole
or
time.
yeah, that's
Like,
the best feeling when you hit one and you pick one up and you're like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's like I found one. I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pick up the next one and keep going. I ran into a bunch of shops. Like I had a bunch of really solid weapons. I got into a really big kind of neighborhood area with one of the largest maps I've seen in a while, and in kind of the back area of it was this big grassy area, and it had a bunch of Herc convoy
Hmm.
trucks in it, and there were a bunch of the armored Herc guys, which are fine. Melee them a bunch of times, shoot them a couple times, and you're done. Like I'm used to it at this point.
Do you know how to kill people when they're stunned on the ground, by the way?
Yeah, it's like R2 and square. It's like the melee
Yeah,
button, and
right trigger and melee button,
yeah,
yes.
that's a very strong. It's fast
It kills
too.
everything.
Yeah, like it's surprisingly fast too. Um, but I ran into two of those leapers, and I was like, all right, this sort of sucks,
Okay.
but like I'm not encumbered anymore. I can move pretty quickly. I should be fine. I like dodge one of them, and then the other one jumps on me, and I was like, that's fine. They don't really do that much damage. There's not a lot of enemies around. Wait, what do I hear in the distance? A tank coming from out of the side of the screen, runs straight over me and kills me. While the
Hey, a
leap
tank.
one of the like big beefy uh
Okay, the
zombie
I ran
units.
into those for the first time this run, where the stompy guys, they stomp
Yeah,
the
and
floor.
I had one in the like gate opening checkpoint area, but it was behind
Hmm.
a gate that it couldn't get through. So I was just like, well, I've got a shotgun, so I'm just gonna stand here, pump it through, pump it full of lead, step back when it wants to
Hmm.
stomp, and rinse and repeat. That thing just ran straight over me and murdered me. I was like, cool. Glad
Yep.
to know that they can do some good teamwork. And also, I was beaten to a pulp. So great, good, 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 great, great,
Yep.
great, great, great.
I think at this point, anytime I see one of those so far, I'm running.
Yeah, they have so much health. Like I normally, if I'm making it more than a couple of nodes in, I feel like I have a significant amount of firepower. I'm like putting clips of damage into those dudes, and they're still coming. Like they are. It's a little bit easier if you can get them to run into something because they get dazed, and it gives you a little bit of breathing room. But like
Hmm.
I'm I'm kiting them away from the car, and I'm trying to get out of there. Like it's I don't feel prepared at all. I should have lit them up with a Molotov
A
cocktail. I had a lot of
Molotov.
those
Yeah.
in my last run. But I had the same moment too of just like, okay, you have a good run like that that kind of ends in a really rough way. I'm just gonna sort of be done for the day. And I've had some
Yep.
runs since then, but like nothing of note, unfortunately. But um, I realized this week playing it, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm
Me too.
I'm having
Like
a lot of fun with this one.
it's weird because it's not a game that I'm thinking of when I'm not playing it. This isn't
Hmm. Atomic
the
crops.
yes, that was literally that
Yeah.
was the thing that popped into my head. I was gonna say the harvesting game.
Hmm.
This isn't like Atomic Crops where I'm thinking about it when I'm not playing it. But every time I start it, I'm like, it's the quintessential. I'll play it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this morning, like I had it on while I was doing my chores, so I was like doing dishes, then I'd do a bit of a run, then something else, and do a bit of a run. And after like two or three of those, I should have been like, no, that's cool. I'm going to stop now and
Hmm.
focus on the chores. Right? I wasn't. I stopped the chores and focused on the game.
Right. I was thinking about it this week that there's something about it. I mean this complimentary, so nobody misunderstand. This feels like a game that would have been huge during one of the Xbox 360 summers of arcade. It would have been like one of
Yes.
the 4 games that came out, and you're like, you gotta play this zombie game. You die and you start a run back. Like, we didn't really have the roguelike term yet. Like, you start back over.
Mhm.
It's like a 2D Dead Rising. Like, this game is super cool. Like, that's what it feels like. It's not the most complex game. You're doing a lot of stuff you've done before, but there's something about it when I'm in the middle of a good run where I'm like, God, I'm having a blast just playing this like twin stick zombie shooting roguelike thing.
Mhm.
It's so good, and that's why I love this. I talk about this all the time in this show and Game Club. So I love these shows of I hadn't heard about this game at all until Moon was like, "Hey, we should play this for our kind of swerve away from Have a Nice Death." It's like, "Yeah, man, sure, let's
Mhm.
try it out." And it turns out it's really good. You should be playing this game along with us. It's great.
Yeah. I
Maybe not
hope
the
you
console
grabbed it when it was
versions.
free.
I hear the console versions are a little rough, but PC versions
Oh,
have been
really?
great. Yeah.
I didn't know that about the console versions. I didn't even know it was on console, to be honest.
Well, I was gonna pick it up for PS5 because I'm like, well, I'm playing it through my Steam Link. I'd rather play it on a console. People are saying the console versions have some unpatched bugs that don't exist on the PC. I don't know if that's 100%
Okay.
true because I'm not like a lot of people are saying it's kind of late game stuff. I'm not really willing to like get into a good run and like run into progression bugs. I'd rather just play it on the PC where I
Mhm.
already have it. So yeah, Last Stand Aftermath. It's cool. I'm having a blast. That's why I haven't had a lot of time to play other games this week because between Game
Yeah.
Club and this game, I've been playing a lot of stuff that's been taking up my time.
Yeah, I really need to get my nose down for Game Club.
Ditto. Yeah, that's my job this week. So, but yeah,
Yep.
come play Last Stand Aftermath with us. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a good
Mm-hmm.
time. All right, that's week 3 of this game. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Oh, you.